Hi, John Hedger here on a Saturday morning. I just woke up a little bit ago doing my first warm-ups on classical guitar. Now, this warm-up set is for beginning classical guitarists, and you might be going through the Frederick Node First Book for the Guitar Part 1 from exercises 1 through 6. These are what you should do. And we might give you some bonus exercises for when you get into the third string using the A finger. But I'm doing a Zoom selfie session. Now this is really good. You can do a Zoom session with just yourself with the guitar, and don't invite anybody else, just you practicing. And it's like watching yourself practice in a mirror with your laptop. Make sure, it probably wouldn't work on a cell phone too well. You wouldn't be able to see yourself. You could maybe record it and then watch it later, but record yourself, and you can look at your hands objectively and maybe say, oh, my thumb is too high, and my fingers aren't quite right. I'm not holding my first finger when I go F to G, things like that, and really critique yourself and to improve on your technique and your motor skills and your methods. Now I'm just going over my nails a little bit. It's okay if you don't have nails. The great classical guitarist Pepe Romero and Angel Romero, their father would not let them grow nails in the first year of their guitar study when they were little boys. And so it's okay not to do that, not to have nails. And you want to focus on contacting the string on the left side of your fingertip, even without nails, because when you have nails, you'll contact right where the nail comes out at the left side of the fingertip. Then the string kind of follows the nail and releases. But even without nails, get used to playing more on the left side of your fingertip. Okay, so that's just a little bit. And also, we're going to go through some pre-warm-ups. I'm including everything, the whole package here. And this should help you develop your motor skills to, in the best way possible. Pre-warm-ups of just tapping the string and getting contact correctly. Now, when you play a rest stroke, you want your finger to be in a little bit of an arch. You don't want it straight, and you don't want to extend it too far out in front, but kind of a little bit of a curve, but a fixed curve, as if this were a fixed piece of metal, and the only way you can move it is from the big knuckle, like a big hammer. And that's the basic rest stroke technique, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Make sure your guitar is situated. I'm on my couch on some pillows, and I've got a footstool for my left leg, and I'm going to get the guitar where you can see it. We're going to do it with a metronome pretty slow at 50 clicks per minute. And I'm going to get that going, and we're going to go ahead and time it. And I'll talk a little bit about the pre-warm-ups to make sure you understand what I'm doing, okay? Here's the metronome. I'm going to set the timer so we can see how long our daily warm-ups will last for the next times, when we do it every day. All right. So the first thing is to get your guitar situated against your body. About where the bridge is where I put my forearm, and then I let my hand just hang loosely from the wrist. Now the first exercise, first pre-warm-up, is to, with about 2 clicks of the metronome, lift slowly, then let it drop. 2 clicks, lift slowly, let it drop. Third time. Try to feel the weight of your hand dropping like a bungee cord here. This is, I think, the 5th time. You can do it, 6th time, maybe a couple more times. Just really learning to relax. And just let the hand hang. We're going to play around right about the edge of the sound hole. And that'll give you, that's about halfway between the neck and the bridge. And that'll give you the strong sound of the string. And we're going to just tap, starting with kind of the same order of fingers that are in the first right hand warm-ups. The middle finger 4 times, the index, middle, and then the A finger. Ready, go. Middle, lift, 2, lift, 3, lift, 4. Just tapping the string. And you want to tap with a little bit of a thrust from the big knuckle. 3, don't want to lose my count. 4, as if you're tapping a table, trying to get somebody's attention, you know, to where you can hear it. You don't want to just light on the string like a butterfly lighting on a leaf. All right, now we're going to go to the second string. Middle, lift, middle. I'm sorry, I'm still on the first string. Let me do it again. Middle, lift, middle, lift, middle, 4, and then index, 2, 3, 4. This may seem, you know, like, why are we doing this? This is kind of ridiculous. But it's giving you the motor skills and the accuracy of finding the string. It's okay to look at your hands while you're doing this. Okay, that's it. And then we're going to do the first right hand warm-ups number 1, but we're going to do what I call a tap and play, kind of like we were just doing. You're tapping the string, playing, okay? So we're going to go through that way, and then we're going to go through it the normal way without tapping. So ready, go. Tap, play, tap, play with the middle finger. 3, 4, play diagonally on the left side of your fingertip. 3, 4, back to the middle. A finger. Second string. Tap, play, tap. Now, all that ringing from the other strings, don't worry about that. That's overtones that we call harmonics. See, when I stop the string, it's still ringing on another string, so that's okay. That means your guitar has good sound qualities. Now we're going to the third string. Tap, second, tap, third time, tap, fourth time, tap first finger, index. Make sure you don't really move your hand much. It's just from the big knuckle of your finger. Scoop into the string. It's good to push the string down as you stroke. Index. Now we're getting toward the end of the exercise. 1. We went to the third string and back. When we get to the first string, I'm going to quit the tapping and I'm going to just go right into it. Ready, go. Sorry. middle finger 4 times, index 4 times. Got off to a little shaky start there. And then second string. This will seem like you're going a lot faster, but you should be warmed up to it. And this is at 50 on the metronome, which is kind of a slow speed. And then later on your own, you might build it up to 55 or 60. But it's always good to go slowly. Back to the second string. Still takes a little time to get through it. The tapping that we did will help you learn to do minute preparations when you play. Now we're doing the second exercise, 2 times on each finger. This won't take long at all. You could go through it twice if you want, but actually, why don't we do that? Let's go through it twice. Now, second time, repeating the second exercise on the page of first right hand warm-ups. Using a pattern of M, M, I, M, A. Now we're finishing up, and we're going to go to the third exercise without stopping, but do each measure twice. M, I, M, A, second string. We're going to go through this twice. Second time, twice on each measure. I only have it written once on the page, but I put a ×2 above it. So almost done. And we'll be on to the open string warm-ups. Then you could end it on the first string, just hitting it once. Now we're going to go to the open string warm-ups. Here we're just going to do the first warm-up just tapping. And what we're doing is alternating MI. Now it's very important, a couple of things to watch out for, and I'm just going to talk about this briefly. You don't want to rest both fingers on the string at the same time. And also, you don't want them both up in the air at the same time. And so you want an immediate exchange, as if you're walking down the street like that. One finger's up while the other one's down, or one foot is up while the other one's down. So we're going to just tap the first exercise. Ready, go. M, I, M, I, M, I, M, I, going to the second string. This is a pre-warm-up. I, M, I, M, I. Going to the third string. Tap with some thrust, with some force. It won't make any sound. And then the last ending, M, I, M, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to play it with sound. Let's see. Now we're going to do, yeah, tap and play. I'm sorry. Tap, play, 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 tap. Going on to the second string, make sure you start with the middle finger. Tap, play, tap, play. On to the third string. Tap, tap, play, tap, play, tap, play, tap, play. 2, 3, and 4, tap. Middle, tap. Index back to the second string. Tap. Do an immediate exchange. First string. Tap. Half note. And then, okay. Now we're going to do it all three exercises the normal way without the tapping. The tapping will, again, help you get a sense of finding the string before you pluck it. Plus, it helps to relax the technique. Okay, number one. We're just going to do it, well, let's do it twice each, okay? Ready, go. We'll do the repeats. And it seems like we're going a lot faster because we're not doing the tap. Onto the second string. Repeat sign, go back to the beginning. Remember to play around this area. I was drifting toward the bridge. I just corrected myself. That's a good thing because I can look in the Zoom on my computer screen and watch myself and correct anything that's not quite right, you know. And we're not worried about being absolutely perfect guitar players, but we want to go for perfection, even though we're all human and we never quite achieve it. 3, on to the next exercise. Okay, 1, 2, half note, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat back to the beginning of number 2. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slice the string. It's kind of like ice skating. You You don't want to be too flamboyant with your slicing, but give it a little bit of a slice. Try to keep your hand steady. Now we're going to end it. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. On to the next exercise. Half note, 2, 3, 4. Half note, 2, 3, 4. Second string. 2. Now we're going to repeat it. Go back to the beginning of number 3. It's always good to warm up slowly. You know, we're not just rushing through these. Get a nice loud sound with your rest stroke. It's like, the rest stroke's the easiest stroke. It's like rolling off a log. See? Okay, we're almost done with the boring right hand open string exercises. Like I say, I just got up, so you know I didn't put myself to sleep, so that's a good sign. All right, now we're keeping the metronome at 50, and for the left hand, go on to the page where at the top it says first string exercise for the left hand, and it's handwritten. Now put your fingers together like a bunch of bananas, but put your third finger on the 3rd fret. This is a pre-warm-up. And actually, let's take the second finger off and put the first finger at the 2nd fret. And what I want you to do is keep the 3rd finger straight with the fret as if you had a ruler going all the way out to the end of your finger and you're keeping it straight. In other words, don't come in at an angle. Come in straight with the fret. And keep it that way. And we're going to, with 2 clicks of the metronome, stretch our finger, like ready, go, stretch to the 1st fret, bring it back, 2 clicks of the metronome, back, 3, 4. Now we're going to move up 1 fret and go back, and then stretch an extra fret. See how stretched out my first finger is, but I'm not pulling the hand toward it. So do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Just go 1 fret and then go 2 frets. And it almost looks like I'm doing a bar chord with my first finger. See how straight it is. Okay, and then come back here. First finger at the 2nd fret, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret. This will help you get flexibility, and it's a good stretch, like kind of like a runner stretching his legs before going out on the track. Okay, 2nd string. You thought we were done, right? But we're going to the 2nd string. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Four times. Up a fret. First finger at the 3rd fret now. 2 times, and then 2 times stretching that extra fret. Notice how my 3rd finger stays pretty solid, you know, like that. Okay, and then we're going to go back like that. If you feel any pain or anything like that, try to determine what it is. It shouldn't be painful. Now we're going to do it on the third string. But if it is painful, stop for a while. Third time. Fourth time. And then we'll go up a fret on 2 clicks of the metronome each, twice, and then twice going the extra fret. Just try to extend the finger, and then we're back like this, doing it 4 times. Okay, now when you extend the finger like from the 4th fret to the 1st fret, notice my knuckle is forward from where the tip of the finger is. That's typical, like even when you're in a basic hand position, to put this knuckle a little bit forward. Don't keep it up or keep it to the left of your fingertip, but it helps the other fingers to reach their frets. Okay, now we're going to do the first exercise that you should have memorized, and that's real easy because it's just F to G, E to G every time you're doing it, but you're doing different repetitions. So we're going to start together. Ready, go. I, M, I with rest stroke. Hold the first finger when you go F to G. When you lift them both, keep them poised above their frets. That's the hardest thing to do. And then third finger by itself. And then 2 times each. We're going to go through this twice. Now I'm going to add a little extension that's not on your page. And that's doing once each, twice through. Ah, sorry, I messed up there. So we're doing it again, 4 times each. Open string. Keep the fingers poised. Twice each, twice through. This is a bonus. Do it once each, twice through. On to the second string, starting with C on the 1st fret to D. Open B, G. Now the bonus, where you do it once each, but do it twice through. Repeating the B string, starting with C to D, open B, keep fingers poised above the 2nd string, 3rd finger only. When you go from the open string to the 3rd fret, you don't have to put the 1st finger down with it. Twice. Then the bonus. That's if you're really good. You can do them once each, okay? And that's it. You know, that's the first string exercise for the left hand. Now, we're going to finish our warm-up routine with the basic left hand exercises of 4 fingers to 4 frets. You want to prep on the first string before you start each exercise. We're going to do each exercise on repeating it on the second and the third strings. Okay, so we're going to start, prep the fingers, get a good hand position. The pinky should look nice and curled and kind of pointing inward a little bit, and the index finger nice and curled, pointing inward, the opposite of the, you know, see, your hand is an arch and your fingers are not straight. They're not going to come out of the hand as if it were a straight edge. They're going to be a little bit arched in their makeup. And then when you put it on the first string, the fourth finger and the first finger, don't try to get them straight up. Let them lean. That's what I'm saying. Don't try to have the pinky straight up. Get each finger up to the fret. Very important. Also, with the last exercises we did, it's very important to play always right up, hug up next to each fret with your fingers. Okay, we're going to get started. Ready, go. 1, 1, doing rest strokes 4 times on each finger. Now I'm not gonna break rhythm. I'm gonna go right to the next string. 50 at the metronome. You could do it slower on the metronome if this is too fast. On to the next string. Stop, go back and prep, start number 2. Ready, go. With finger 1, 1, 2, 2. 1, 1, 2. Stay right up to the frets. Getting to the end of our warm-up, pretty much. Onto the third string. After this, only one more exercise to do. I can almost have breakfast now. Okay. All right, so back to the first string. Exercise 3. When you go from 1 to 3, don't put 2 down. And when you go 2 to 4, keep 1 and 2 down, but don't put 3 down. Okay, ready, go. On to the second string. One more string and we're done. You can repeat these and do them more if you feel the need to, but this is good workout. This is a good basic workout. And I'm going to look at the timer right now and stop it. And it was almost, well, it's a little over 30 minutes. Now with all the pre-warm-ups, that takes more time, okay? And I I mean, you could do, if you're stuck for time, just do the basic warm-ups without the pre-warm-ups, or do the essential pre-warm-ups that you think help you, like that stretch exercise. I was going to say on that first warm-up for the left hand, make sure your third finger is poised right behind the fret, because the fingers tend to like to relax. Like when you lift your third finger, it might want to go toward the first finger, and then you're playing, you know, about 1/4 of an inch away from the fret, and that's going to give you a buzz, and it's not very accurate. So you want to be, for accuracy, always play right up to the fret. And you want to memorize these left-hand exercises, these first ones, and even the second ones, the basic exercises, so that you can really watch how you approach the string with your fingers. You don't want your fingers way out here and, you know, 2 inches over and down or anything like that. You don't want flat fingers. Make sure your thumb is placed well, sort of in the lower quadrant of the neck when you're on the first string, and it might move a little bit by the time you get to the third string. But a lot of people tend to hang their thumb. They put the thumb up too high like that. You don't want to do that. Make sure if you're doing that and you catch yourself more than once, nip it in the bud. You know, stop doing that, you know, because you want to approach the neck more like this and not so much. Let me stop that metronome. Sorry. We got the metronome clicking. We're done with the warm-up, so I'm just talking a little bit about things. You want to approach the neck more like this and not so much like that, as if you're approaching from behind the neck. It's more from the side of the neck. And it's as if you're holding your fingers in a good position. I always say it's like if you had a motorcycle and you're doing the throttle like that. It's about the size of a motorcycle handlebar, you know, maybe a bicycle, but keeping your fingers fixed and moving the guitar. So your fingers really shouldn't change. The composure of your fingers should not change whether you're on the first string or the sixth string. In other words, you don't want to stretch out more as you go across the strings, and you don't want to pull them in more because you might end up too tight like that. That's way too tight. You want just kind of a nice arch in your fingers and a balance of 4 fingers to 4 frets, and keep your knuckle line parallel with the neck, okay? So those are the basics in these warm-ups, and hopefully they'll help you. And I recorded this session for you so that you can see, for one thing, a good routine warm-up. Now, I was hoping it would be more like 15 or 20 minutes, but we went on for 30 minutes because I did a very thorough warm-up. And you've only got really 4 basic warm-up sheets. Now, if you're just looking at me on YouTube here and you're not my student, you don't have the sheets, send me $5 just for the value of the lesson and the sheets, and I'll send you, email me, and and send me a PayPal or Venmo for $5, and I'll send you the sheets. And I use the Frederick Node First Book for the Guitar, Part 1. And this is just beginning classical guitar. And I like the Node book because it's very brief. He doesn't give you like 10 exercises on the first string, only 4, and then about 4 on the second string. And then I think it's 4, maybe 3. And then onto the third string, we get into some nice melodies, and then we go on to other techniques. And by the end of the book, you can play a piece like I'll give you some supplemental materials We'll get into thumb index, which is not a standard classical guitar technique, but I'm a lute player and I do thumb index all the time on the lute, but it's a very useful technique for when you're going fast, especially on the bass notes, like, rather than doing thumb, which can be tedious if you're trying to go fast with just your thumb. The thumb index, you can play really fast and lightly, very lightly. It's not heavy. So that's enough. We're going to end it here. And I think I've talked about all the basics. To set up your Selfie Zoom thing, just go into your app and then click the top left orange button. It's the only one that's orange, and it says New Meeting. And you click that, and then you'll see a window come up saying Join with Computer Audio. You click that, and then get situated. Make sure you're in full screen, or I usually like to see my startup menu, so I do it. I sort of adjust my screen, but mostly full screen. And then run your mouse toward the bottom, and you'll see a record button when you run the mouse. It's not there until you move the mouse, and it says record. Hit the record button. Make sure you're situated first, and then start your Selfie Zoom session. And it's just like practicing in front of a mirror. You don't have to go out and buy a little mirror and try to place it on near your music stand. You can just use your laptop. Now, I've got my laptop on a little table. Well, actually, it's a music stand that's sort of set flat. But that's a really good thing to do with your practice sessions. And you can record yourself. You don't have to go out and buy a video camera. Just use your laptop. Now, the sound's a little bit crappy, when you play it back so often, because Zoom is set up for the human voice. It's not set up for guitar sounds and quality guitar sounds. I think there are some other applications that are more HD quality, like vMix. You might look into that if you really want more quality. And but this will work. It's a very workable situation. It's something I kind of stumbled on because I wanted to do some up close videos, and I've got a video camera, but it's hard to really tell if I'm really showing you the exact thing. But with Zoom, it's like looking in a mirror, so I can see what my fingers look like when I'm showing you the techniques. So I will do some lessons on Zoom, and again, the quality is not as good as my other video camera, which I use it's a different company called Zoom, but it's a Zoom HD video camera. I paid about $300 for it. It's really, I'm not real high tech. I didn't buy a $2,000 Canon video recorder, okay? So I just paid $300 for my Zoom, not related to this Zoom, but a Zoom audio, video and audio recorder. It's Q3 HD, I think, something like that. And they don't make the one I've got anymore. They have a newer version, which to me, it didn't look like it had as good a reviews as the one I use, but you can get them on eBay still, the one that I use. And so anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm going to stop right here. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube, John Hedger Guitar Studio, and like my Facebook page, John Hedger Guitar Studio. Thank you. See you later. Takes a little while to get out of this Zoom thing here. It's got to click a couple of buttons.